Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel today. I'm thrilled to take you on an adventure science fiction action movie from 2024 called Madam Web. Spoilers ahead, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
We're being attacked! You're safe!
The movie begins in 1973 in the Amazon forest. A woman, Constance, and a man named Ezekiel Sims were in a wilderness capturing photos of spider webs for documentation. They were searching for spiders, but they couldn't find them. Ezekiel mentioned the uncommon types of spiders the spider tribe believed to possess the power to give abilities to people. According to Constance, these were mythical spider people who punished evil men with their black poison. However, Constance also stated her preference for a scientific approach over legends, as she believed these small spiders could cure hundreds of diseases. While Constance was speaking, she suddenly felt abdominal pain, attributing it to the child she was carrying. Despite this, she refused to rest, believing she was close to what she was seeking. Ezekiel suggested Constance take a break, but she insisted there was no time and thanked him for the umbrella he gave her. After Ezekiel talked to Constance, he returned to their shelter to search for more information. Suddenly, Constance arrived, showing a jar with small spiders inside.
So much power.
Been searching for that spider for years. Give it to me. Give it to me!
They brought Constance to their place and had her bitten by the small spider to heal, and it was also where she gave birth to her baby. A man named Santiago took the lead in helping Constance and assisting in the childbirth. He mentioned that Constance's child would face challenges in the future, but he assured her that the child would be resilient and return. Santiago then comforts Constance that he would be there for her. Years later, Constance's child has grown, and her name is Cassie Webb. Cassie became a paramedic, and her story began in an ambulance with her partner and colleague, Ben Parker. They were transporting a woman to the hospital for immediate treatment when Cassie first encountered Maddie Franklin. Maddie suddenly appeared in front of the ambulance while skateboarding on her way to school. At the hospital, the doctor informed Cassie and Ben that the patient they brought would be okay. Accompanying the doctor was a young boy, the child of the woman they assisted. In that same hospital, Julia Cornwall, the stepdaughter of the woman Cassie and Ben assisted, was also present to check on her mother. During lunchtime, Cassie was still pondering where to take the card given to her by the child, as both she and Ben disliked family-related matters. However, Ben mentioned that he might be considering starting a family and adopting a dog. He also revealed that he had met someone, and from Cassie's observation, it seemed serious. Cassie jokingly called the woman a lucky lady. Ben showed Cassie his fortune cookie message that read, "You have winning personalities," while Cassie's fortune stated, "You have no future." Cassie went home, and there she first encountered Anya, who was talking to a man. Upon arriving home, Cassie gave milk to her cat and suddenly thought of checking the card given to her by the child. She decided to place it in her cabinet along with memories of her family. Cassie also considered opening one of her mother's journals about spiders and exploring more of her mother's memories. The next day, they rescued a man who had an accident on the side of the bridge, and his car was about to fall with him inside. Cassie and Ben pulled him out, but unfortunately Cassie got trapped inside the car as it plunged into the sea.
Hey! Get in! Cassie! 79 over 55.
Dial it back. I'm
You
fine.
need a real workup. You can save all three. That's it, Cassie. Breathe. Come on. Welcome back to the land of the living. 80%. Oh, that's great. Slightly above that of a dead fish. Jump back in the water anytime. Wait. I need to get your oxygen levels.
Again?
What are you talking about?
My O2 is 89.
Are you okay? What the hell happened down there?
Fine.
Cassie reassured him that she was fine and just wanted to go home. Ezekiel went to a grand palace where orchestras performed, offering a magazine to a woman before taking her to a private room where something happened between them. Afterward, he unexpectedly saw the future in his dream, where three women with spider-like faces appeared and one of them kicked him out of a window, leading to his death.
every night. You have no idea of the torment and torture of dying over and over again.
Do you know who did it? I mean, will do it?
Tell me quickly before the paralysis reaches your lips, and I'll stop the poison.
B375.
It's a good thing you had no idea today was the day you were going to die.
Cassie attended the gender reveal of Ben's sister-in-law, who appears to be Mary. Cassie briefly chatting with Ben and his companion outside before entering to meet Mary. They gathered with other women and guessed the name of Mary's baby. Suddenly, the scenario repeated, surprising Cassie. When Mary asked for Cassie's guess on the baby's name again, Cassie, in shock, blurted out that they've already done this, leaving everyone puzzled. Ben called Cassie, informing her of a fire, and Cassie suddenly foresaw what would happen there, including her male companion's fate. She informed her companion about what she saw, offering to take over driving, but he refused. Cassie witnessed the events unfold as she predicted, realizing it was too late as her companion's vehicle collided. Tearfully, she attempted to perform CPR, but it was too late and he lost his life. While playing with his spider, Ezekiel talks to his subordinate, Amaria, attempting to locate the whereabouts of the women who will supposedly kill him. Amaria shows possible depictions matching the vision Ezekiel had. Ezekiel mentions that these women are still teenagers, but in the future, they will develop powers and attempt to kill him. He instructs Maria to find the specific woman, assuring her that she will be rewarded for her efforts. Cassie had her eyes checked and the results came back normal. She questioned the doctor about the visions she experiences. The doctor explained that trauma could be a cause, but Cassie doubted it since she witnessed her companion's death. The doctor showed Cassie that all her test results were normal. Cassie followed her doctor's advice and watched movies, but Ben still checked on her regularly, expressing concern although Cassie didn't respond. Cassie stood up to heat some food when suddenly something was thrown outside, but when she opened the door, it disappeared. She realized she was seeing future events again. On the other hand, Ezekiel's subordinate, Amaria, located Cassie and Julia walking alone. While Amaria was tracking them, she communicated with Ezekiel. Meanwhile, Cassie boarded a train and foresaw another future event where Ezekiel would search for them, intending to harm Anya, Julia, and even Maddie, who were also on the same train. The events unfolded gradually with Anya boarding first, followed by Julia, and then Maddie.
New York City's a whole new level of crazy these days. New York City's a whole new level of crazy these days.
This is an emergency situation. I need you to follow my instructions. Get off the train. Come on.
12 on that suspect.
What? No. That's your emergency. That. Is anybody else seeing this? That man is trying to kill you. Then how are you? I don't know. Come on.
Hey, what are you doing? No!
Go. Being attacked. We're being attacked. You're safe. Get in. What? Get in.
Cassie introduced herself and asked for their names. Julia thanked Cassie for protecting them, but Cassie insisted their parents should be protecting them. The three explained that their parents were busy and working out of town. Cassie was pleased to hear on the radio that the person causing trouble at Grand Central Terminal was being sought. However, it turned out they were describing her as the suspected kidnapper of 3 teenagers. They realized they were the only ones who saw Ezekiel crawling on the ceiling and chasing them. Julia thought everyone suspected Cassie as the kidnapper since she reported it to the police. Cassie clarified that it wasn't a kidnapping and came up with a plan. She tossed Maddie's cell phone out of the car window, preventing her from calling her Uncle John to locate them. Cassie reassured them that it wasn't a kidnapping. On the other side, Ezekiel continued searching for them, calling Amaria as they were being located. He wondered how the 4 knew he was headed their way. He instructed Amaria to beat the police in finding the 4. In the forest where they hid, Cassie mentioned that she had never seen the man chasing them before. Maddie asked how Cassie foresaw it, and suddenly Julia recognized Cassie as the paramedic who saved her and as her stepmother. Anya, who lived in their building, also recognized Cassie. Julia asked who Cassie really was, and Cassie explained that she could see the future. Maddie laughed and threw something at Cassie to prove her wrong because she did not predicted that Maddie will throw something to her. Julia suggested giving Cassie a chance, and Cassie explained that she couldn't control the events but was certain she had saved their lives. Julia asked how Cassie's ability worked, and Cassie admitted she couldn't control it. Maddie asked if Cassie knew the man walking on the ceiling, but Anya clarified that he didn't walk but used his hands, resembling a spider. Cassie pondered and excused herself, promising to return after a few hours for safety. Despite their reluctance, Cassie assured them she'd be back in 3 hours and instructed them not to do anything foolish. Cassie returned home and removed her license plate, then revisited her mother's journal. Trying to stick to the wall like the man, she found it didn't work. As she continued reading, she discovered that the spider tribe could predict the future, and the picture in her mother's journal matched the man chasing them. Still in the forest, Maddie suggested buying food, but Julia insisted on staying put since Cassie told them so. Anya mentioned their lack of money, but Maddie claimed she had some. Anya expressed irritation, stating that having money didn't mean Maddie could do whatever she wanted. Julia asked Maddie about her family, and she mentioned living with maids. They eventually agreed to go to the nearest eatery, where Maddie noticed Julia smiling at some men behind them. Maddie invited Julia to talk to them. A man at the restaurant recognized Maddie, Julia, and Anya from a newspaper article, so he stood up and called Amaria. Ezekiel promptly left upon receiving the call, and just as Cassie arrived searching for the three, they were nowhere to be found. Cassie discovered them dancing on a table with men.
What is that? We have to go. Julia! So much for not needing a babysitter. Do you guys think of anybody but yourselves?
She emphasized that their future could have changed if she hadn't intervened. Julia apologized, and Cassie insisted they should genuinely feel sorry, leaving the three stunned into silence. On the other hand, Ezekiel is still searching for them and talking to Amaria. Amaria mentioned Cassie's identity with the surname Webb, and Ezekiel found it familiar. When asked if he knew her, Ezekiel denied the possibility. On the other side, they first looked for a place to stay. Upon arriving, Cassie mentioned that she would bring them to their parents' house the next day. However, Julia didn't agree, stating her mother was not there and she was unsure if her father wanted her to return. Maddie and Anya also had their reasons. Cassie decided to return to the restaurant where they were last chased by Ezekiel. There, she unexpectedly witnessed the events unfold again, finding Ezekiel talking to her future self. He revealed that in the future, these three girls would kill him and inherit his powers. He pressured her to disclose their whereabouts. Suddenly, Cassie woke up, realizing it was just a dream, and she promptly woke the three girls. She spoke to the three and explained that the man's hands contained toxins, causing pain. The more contact with it, the more poisonous it becomes to the system. Julia asked what would happen, and Cassie replied that it would stop her heart. She proceeded to teach them how to perform CPR. Maddie mentioned it was something she had never said in her entire life, but she thought Cassie was a good teacher. She showed a photo of her mother and the man chasing them, who is Ezekiel. Anya asked if her mother knew Ezekiel, and Cassie responded with a maybe. Maddie thought it all might be because of Cassie, but Cassie explained that all she knew about her mother was her interest in researching spiders, as reflected in her journal. Upon Ben's arrival, she talked to Ben, but despite his inquiry about what was happening, Cassie just excused herself, assuring him that she would be back. As Cassie boarded the bus, she continued reading her mother's journal. Upon reaching the forest where her mother used to search for spiders, Santiago suddenly appeared behind her. Cassie wondered what Santiago was saying about coming back. He informed Cassie that he had promised her mother that he would be there for her. Santiago revealed that Cassie's mother went there to extract healing properties from spiders. Cassie questioned why her mother risked her own child's life to get there. Santiago explained that her mother wanted to see Cassie's future and that the threat didn't stop when Cassie was born. Under the water, Cassie witnessed her mother's past experiences before she was born, including the genetic condition she should have, her mother seeking spiders to cure her, and the eventual embrace that led to her mother's disappearance. Cassie realized that she had misunderstood her mother's concern for her, and Santiago explained that sometimes sacrifices need to be made for the people we love. Cassie wondered how she could connect with her mother, and Santiago revealed that Cassie herself made that connection, emphasizing that she needed to explore her capabilities and that her past was one of the reasons she was there. Cassie expressed the need to stop Ezekiel from killing the three girls, and Santiago shared that once Cassie mastered her power, she could be in multiple places simultaneously, becoming the only one capable of changing the future. Santiago added that with great responsibility, great power would come to Cassie. Ezekiel is still troubled as he struggles to locate the girls, persistently pressuring Amaria for not being able to find them. He threatens Amaria, claiming that the girls will kill him and he is capable of killing her too. Julia, Anya, and Maddie were watching a movie and playfully bonding when Mary suddenly arrived, appearing to be in labor. They hurriedly went to the hospital, swiftly located by Amaria and revealed to Ezekiel. He promptly left to confront them. Just as Cassie returned home, she noticed their absence. Peering through the window, she sees the futuristic vision on the impending confrontation where Ezekiel would attack Julia. With haste, Cassie took control of the ambulance she spotted just as Ezekiel was approaching to pursue the 3 women and their companions.
He's heading southwest on Vernon Avenue.
I'll cut them off at the 2nd Avenue intersection. Hack into traffic control. Turn the lights green.
We're not stopping!
Whoa, whoa!
I think we lost him. Okay, press charge. Get it close to the ceiling. Nobody touch the sides or anything. Now! Now you're showing off. Maybe a little.
The plan succeeded as Ezekiel touched the roof and got electrocuted, saving the group from further harm. The ambulance broke down on the road, and in a moment Cassie foresaw what would happen. She swiftly devised a plan. Cassie vowed to protect them no matter what, and after that they rushed out and ran. They scattered fireworks around, anticipating Ezekiel's arrival. When Ezekiel caught up and pursued them, the fireworks hindered him. They hurried towards an approaching helicopter, but just before it exploded, Cassie saw what would unfold.
Wait, get down!
Use the web.
You should have walked away! You can't save all 3!
Julia! I got you.
You still can't beat me with your mind.
Cassie fell into sea and a fireworks hit her eyes, instantly affecting her vision. Julia rescued her and they performed CPR, successfully bringing her back to life. Meanwhile, Mary gave birth and Cassie, who was admitted to the hospital, assured Julia that she has everything she needs. At Cassie's residence, Julia brought food and Cassie's emails. Cassie remarked that her vision has improved. When Anya inquired if Cassie could see them in the future, Cassie responded affirmatively.
Discovering you were always more powerful than you thought. Standing up for what you believe. Nothing I didn't already know.
Maddie added that despite their lack of knowledge about Cassie's future, her words still make sense, emphasizing the impact of Cassie's insights, and this is where the movie ends without a post-credit scene. If you enjoyed this movie recap, then please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, turn on the notification bell, and share the video for more awesome content. Thank you for watching.